Yes.
We are
What's
back.
going on?
They are.
You get me.
Finally.
Off the cuff worldwide, baby.
Took us about an hour.
Fam.
Took us long enough.
Bro, it was mad. But you know, we here.
The boys are
Good.
back. Hashtag off the cuff pod.
Come on.
Fols Forever.
Mr. Vans in the building.
We've got a guest.
Special guest.
The man, the myth, the legend. There we go. Nice composing. Michael Venom Page in the building.
Yeah.
MVP. You know what, yeah? It's been a minute. I've been trying to get man on for time. Yo, when can you make it, cuz? When can you make it?
You had me looking at my boy different. I was like, fam, I thought that's your guy. I thought you got a pattern, car. Like.
Yeah, nah, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. But thanks for coming, bro.
Nah, pleasure, man. Thanks for having me. I know you've been chasing me down still, but
Nah, it's good.
it's just been busy. You know, especially this year, man. It's been back to back.
Hey, listen, man. Do you know what? And it's been a pleasure, like, just watching the journey, innit?
Yeah.
Because you've been dominating for years, cuz.
Trying.
I ain't even gonna lie. And yeah, man. Just imagine like seeing things, yeah. You're seeing things on TV, but then when you actually go to a fight and you're seeing it live in the flesh, and you're like, my guy's just sunning these man. Like, what do they call it? They don't even call it a ring, innit? What do they call it?
Cage, the
Cage,
octagon.
octagon.
The octagon. That's the one. Yeah, man. It's been crazy. It's been crazy, man. Back off another win.
Yep. Yeah. It was a couple of weeks ago.
But that was light work for you, though, man.
Light
That was light work, man.
Light work. To be fair, that the opponent I had came in, I think, like 9 days notice. Because the opponent I originally had got injured just before the fight, so they were like searching. Had a couple of we had some big names, but nobody wanted to take it because no one really wants to fight someone like me, a bit of a Rubik's cube. 9
On a short
days,
notice as well, yeah.
like 9 days before it. So
Would you fight you on short notice?
Hell no.
Exactly. Then.
It's mad though, because like, how do you like create that sort of like? Because you know when they're trying to sell a fight, there's that rivalry that's been there, that's been brewing for time. Yeah, how do you like generate that in the space of 9 days?
It's difficult for me. I try to keep it my own hype with the focus on me specifically. So regardless of who I'm fighting, I am going to do some crazy stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going to be entertaining. I'm going to put on a show. So the focus is never, for me, is not going to be about beef and this and that. It's just, you need to come watch MVP fight. That's it.
That's boy, like, and whoever hasn't, they need to, innit? So fast forward, you've got a fight. You just signed for a new fight that's coming.
Yeah. So this one, like literally the next day, because it's very unheard of. To be fair, like 2 fights in MMA is a good year. 3 fights is a great year. This will be my 5th fight this year.
Jesus Christ.
So I've been mad active, but literally the next day after the fight, I messaged the owner of Bellator, the president himself, Scott Coker, and I was like, I want to fight in Japan. And he's like, are you being serious? And I was like, did you not see the fight? I'm good to go. Like he's like, it's a bit of short notice. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. You know what I mean? So then it was like, well, I just said, you know, Japan's a place I want to kind of want to go to. I've never been.
Right.
So I was like, look, fly me out there. I would like to do some promotional stuff out there because eventually I'll probably end up fighting over there anyway. He's like, okay, cool. So they arranged the flights and blah, blah, blah. Then was like, actually, we might be able to get you on. And then the opponent comes and like, look, the guys in Japan want you to fight. They put forward their guy that they want you to fight. And I was like, cool, that's done. Let's make it happen.
What are the caliber of fighters like in Japan from what you've seen? Because when I hear Japan
On back.
and fighting,
sorry.
you know what the man them are thinking about, innit? You
You're
know.
a bunch of racist, man.
At least
Don't
we're
try and get
honest.
us out of here, innit?
I know. If you know what we've been going through the last couple of weeks, they've been accusing us of racism week in, week out. I mean, innit?
Hey, listen, man, you can't blame what we've grown up like watching, innit?
yeah.
So you're thinking, all right, cool, these men are specialists.
Come on, man, kicking bamboo sticks from young.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no pain in that. What's the caliber like?
You know, for me, it's all down to the individual. Obviously, the country itself are very much fight oriented in their culture, in their movies, in their animations. Just everything that they put out is based around fighting. So they do enjoy combat. So with that kind of mentality, you are gonna produce some great fighters, and they do have some great fighters over there. To be fair, I haven't studied them enough to know the level. I just know that they had their own kind of just region going on, just where there's just killers over there. But the same way in America, the same way over here, over there, everyone's kind of got their own. But our show is constantly doing collaborations with this show,
right?
Called Risen in Japan, and I'm sure it's the same owners that used to run Strike Force that UFC bought out.
Okay, yeah.
So the Strike Force was massive back in the day. Most of the UFC champions came from Strike Force.
Right.
So a lot of people don't even realize, like, everyone's like, oh, you got to
That's
be in
like the
UFC.
feeder.
Yeah, that was the feeder back then. So the guys that started Strike Force, when UFC bought them out, they were also told that they can't run another MMA organization for like 5 years, I think it was. And then when that was up, they kind of started back again, and they just know what they're doing because they've already built a crazy organization, but they're working with an American company in Bellator, which is the show that I fight for. So it gives me an opportunity to go over there and, show my skills to the masses
New
over there.
audience.
Yeah.
New fans. It's dope, man. I mean, obviously, we know who you are. Just for like our listeners who might not be aware of who you are, what division, weight class you fight in?
Yeah, so I fight for Bellator, is a MMA organization, almost identical to UFC if you don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
It's the second biggest organization under UFC. And I'm in the welterweight division. Some people are more boxing oriented, so welterweight, the weight divisions are different, although the names are the same. We are a welterweight in MMA is heavier. But yeah, I'm welterweight in MMA. I've been fighting in MMA for about 7 years. Had 16 fights, 17 fights, sorry. Won 16, lost 1. And just progressing to go and get the guy that beat me, as he has the belt right now.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. 5 fights in 2019. As you said, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
To get 2 or 3 fights is a great year. The loss, obviously, me personally knowing you from when you were kickboxing and stuff, like flawless then. No defeats. You come into MMA, Bellator, cleaning it up. I think your first fight was like a viral moment. You've had a couple viral moments in your knockouts. This particular loss, I was like, damn. How did that affect you? And like, what was the reaction like from what you saw personally?
It was weird because I was expecting something completely different in terms of the reaction. So I know my style is a style that people love to hate. You got people that love it, but some people love to hate it. So there are people that itching, like scratching the table.
The casual fighter wants to see you get knocked out.
They want to see me get slept, and that's exactly what happened. So I was expecting something. I was expecting like loads of people coming in and just talking a lot of crap. Weird enough that didn't happen. I think that people kind of realize if you actually watch the whole fight, obviously a lot of people kind of follow fights or follow events via a 10-second or 30-second clip, which doesn't actually tell the whole story.
Right.
But if you actually watch the whole fight, everyone's like, oh, wow, he was actually in control of that. Like, you kind of messed up. So,
it was a mistake that you made.
Yeah, it's like, but you don't, to be fair, run it back. Like, everyone was kind of like, actually... And I know there's certain people that are commenting, I don't like this guy, he's not on the level, blah, 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 all sorts. And they were kind of like, actually, man, that was pretty good. Like, I didn't expect it to be that.
Still, obviously, is it fair to say, obviously, Lehman, the guy you're fighting,
Yeah.
was a level above some of the other guys you fought.
Yeah,
That's fair to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
And I think, even if you're a casual with UFC, MMA, once you step up, the margins are so small, innit?
So small.
Yeah.
So essentially, the shot that was thrown is the reason why you got knocked out.
Yeah.
Because if I don't know, you've watched a lot of his fights.
Yeah.
That shot is usually connecting straight away. But I don't know. Obviously, you can tell me better than I can say because you're in the ring. Was it an overreach? Was it a slip?
No, you know what? The whole thing was, everything was going according to plan. Like, when I mean everything, I'm in the moment. I'm like, I can't believe how easy this is. Like, it was ridiculous. Hit him with a shot, and I saw his legs go. Like, I rocked him.
Yeah.
And then I was like, in my head, and I don't usually do this. I'm just kind of enjoying the moment. I'm like, oh my God, the finishing line's right there. Let me finish it. And normally I'll just keep going because I'm enjoying it so much. I'll just keep going until it finishes. However,
Right.
you know what I mean? I'm not really pushing for anything. So then there's a drill that a lot of stuff that I do, we drill it over and over again. Although it looks like I'm just making stuff up as I'm going along, but I drill it. So there's a move that I'd normally do, but you would do it standing a bit further away from your opponent.
Right.
And what it does is it entices your opponent to come forward and throw a shot
So
that
they
we
walk onto
knew.
it.
But he has to, in order to him to, it's a leg kick, but in order for him to throw it at this point, he has to step to do it. But where I was so eager to get this last shot, and to be fair, I guarantee you it would have been him, he would have fallen over. I stayed in the pocket.
Okay.
So I didn't give myself that visual time for him to step, for me to see when to fire. And then when he kicked my leg, it kind of caught me. The timing was just all wrong for me. And I still tried to throw the punch anyway. So I got swept to the floor. But again, that was my first mistake. And again, because of my eagerness, I'm like, nah, let me get back up and go again. Like, and I just stepped because I didn't want to let the pressure off him because I've now just been taken to the floor, given him a bit more time to recover. So I'm now like, let me get back up. So I've gotten up the complete wrong way. Like, I teach classes on this, and I would cuss my students for getting up like this. And through my eagerness and just over eagerness in that moment, I've just, no, let me get back up. And I've just got back up, walked straight into a punch. You know what I mean? And is one of those punches where he's standing right over me, anybody in that moment.
It don't take much for you to knock someone out.
No,
If
for
he's not knocking
anybody.
you out there's a problem.
Exactly. It's exactly that.
And then imagine if he was to miss that golden opportunity and then you end up beating him. You're thinking like, rah, man got away with that still.
100%.
But that's what I was saying earlier about the
100%.
small margins where it's like,
Exactly.
it's essentially a mistake on his part.
But
Donnie wasn't winning the fight. He was more or less in control. It was still, he still had enough for him to come back in the fight because, like I said, he's not like a subpar fighter.
Yeah.
But if you give man that much, like if you go and watch a fight back here, you want to watch I was commenting, I was like, nah, MVP, man. It's almost, you know, like when a boxer imagine a boxer takes a knee in the fight and you're allowed to hit him. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was literally hands by his side, down on one knee,
Yeah.
and Donnie just,
Yeah. And I gave that to him. And again, it's my stupidity, but at the same time, it's his excellence in to showing you the level that he's
killer
at.
instinct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's weird because the way he walks off afterwards, it kind of like, everyone was kind of like, he just knew what, you know, he knew that's what he wanted, blah, blah. There's a video clip of him in the change rooms afterwards, and this, obviously he doesn't even realize the cameras are on him.
Okay.
And his brother's like, oh, you know, like, how's he? He's like, man, he's so fast. And he's like, I don't even know where he hit me, because like, and then he has another interview after that, and he was like, I walked off like that. It looked great, but I was rocked. So he was still rocked. He was still buzzing from the shot that I hit him that got me excited.
Okay.
So he's walking off trying to collect himself, but it looks like he's just in this smooth man, like, yeah, man, just knocked him out.
No, man's ears are ringing.
He's ringing. And even when I was watching these interviews, I'm like, Michael, you dickhead. It's all you, man. It's all you. But it is what it is. Like, in terms of how I dealt with it, what a lot of people don't know is remember I started kickboxing when I was 3. My first competition, I was 5 years old. I've been getting my ass whooped for a very long time.
Right.
Before it became good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everyone only recognizes you when you're in the light.
Of course.
In a positive light. I was getting my ass handed to me week in, week out. And the difference is in the kickboxing world, we had competitions every weekend. You see what I'm saying? So every weekend when man was going to do this and do that, I had to go to Manchester, I had to go to Birmingham, I had to go here, I had to fly there. And I was always tall for my age, so I was always fighting kids maybe 2 or 3 years older than me who muscularly, they were just
More
bit
experience,
more,
just
more
harder.
Exactly. So I was getting turned over, bruv.
But the thing is that when you started winning, it was just like, all right, cool. When's my man gonna lose?
Yeah,
though?
exactly. No,
But that's part of the story. About like,
Exactly.
am I right in saying it's a lot harder in comparison to like boxing for as a combat sport for you to be like the field you're in for man to stay undefeated. It's
it's
very
ridiculous.
difficult.
There's
At the top level as
three
well.
people, maybe 2 people that are undefeated that are recognized at the top level. There are loads of people that are undefeated, but that are recognized that are fighting at the top level. It's very difficult in our sport. And everyone's, I think, to be fair, I think it's Mayweather that's kind of brought around this keeping your zero type thing. Combat is combat. You can go into if you're a warrior, you go into battles
that is true
over and over again, and you might lose some.
And the thing is that like what that's done and the birth of social media as well.
Exactly.
Anyone can comment. So it's like even like the fight over the weekend, Anthony Joshua, I was seeing people like, if AJ loses this one, that's
Done
it.
out
You might
here.
done out. You might as well pack it in. And I'm thinking, like some of the legendary like boxers that's ever existed took a couple losses.
Quite a few losses.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like ever since Mayweather's been like, pretty boy Floyd, no one's. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, he
like,
just made it popular.
It's that thing now, like where you cannot lose. Otherwise, all these naysayers are gonna have something to say, rah, maybe it's not for you. And I'm thinking, rah, like I can't even say this in front of my man because I'll just get a quick knockout.
But I just feel like you relate it to any other sport, like your favorite football team, whoever that is. Are they undefeated? No, but every year you want.
Listen, don't get too gassed. Liverpool playing right now, innit? Like,
Winning war.
So Liverpool.
I hear that. Yeah.
No, but
I hear that.
Liverpool over here. You guys are undefeated or very recent. Let's go back a few years.
Talk spicy to him, Mike.
Let's go back a few years.
You need to come out every week. Talk spicy.
Do you know what? I'll take that in it because like even back to when Arsenal were the Invincibles,
Exactly, and that's my point.
They had to lose at some point.
That's
innit?
my point.
It
And
comes
that's-
to an end.
Yeah.
It
But
comes to an end.
For me, one thing I don't like about the UK especially is they don't, for me, just support your own just because they're your own. Like there's too many people that are, when he's up, man knows him, when he's down, boy, like, he's shit, man, he should never do, like, just always have something negative to say. Like AJ was fighting over the weekend. Everyone's like, what do you feel? Like, I'm being honest, he looked very nervous during his interviews and stuff in the build-up. And I was like, you know what, Ruiz looks very confident about himself, very sure about himself. And I said, sometimes that mentality can, like, obviously me being there and understand it, but I don't care. I want AJ to win. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
Of course. Like,
just
root for
the
your
positivity.
people.
Yeah, just put it in
no
the
matter
air.
what.
If you've got this and you're from the ends and you're not rooting for AJ, I can't lie. It's a problem. There's a problem, bro.
Just put it in the air.
You might as well vote Conservative today. I'll be honest. Like, I get it. I get it from certain perspectives. You're like a man that likes.
No, but there's no reason
No,
to
but
not
if,
like
if, no,
man,
say,
innit?
like, say like a boxer. If you're maybe on like the Fury side of things, like you like a bit more character. Because I can't deny, I love AJ, but there is a certain element, and it is the pressure of maybe being, let's be frank, being black and being on that space where what Fury has done in the past, AJ couldn't get away with. So
100%.
we've got to be respectful to mental health.
Yeah.
But arguably, and this is me saying this, not even like these are my words, it can be argued Tyson Fury just went on a bender for 2 years.
Right.
No one can really argue in that. Went on a bender for 2 years, never defended the belt after winning. Climbed the mountain, and I couldn't deal with the pressure. AJ's defending them belts how many times?
It's true.
Of course, different magnitude when he fought the same guy that Fury fought, but he beat him still, innit? And he slayed the Goliath essentially, innit? And it was a change in the guard. And Anthony Joshua can't get away with being on drugs, saying them mad things, putting on a mad weight. He has to. When you're black in that space, you have to toe the line. We would love him to be more femi. We would love like. I want to see the bust down. I want to see the chain. I want to see all the man.
Yeah.
I want them not to tell everyone to suck their dicks. Fuck you. But I know you've got to toe the line. And what comes
Can't
with
be
toe the line?
Adrian Broner in the
is
UK.
60 million checks.
No, but
that's
you know
what
what?
comes with toeing the line.
But you know what? The reason why that's the case, and I think it's a mixture of both. The reason why that's the case is because black people don't buy into their own, and that's how I feel. Everybody will say, yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, nah, man, supporting him. But would you take out money in your pocket and support him? Now, here's the difference. The reason why, let's go to MMA again, Conor McGregor is a worldwide sensation is because the Irish will follow him everywhere he goes. And that's a big difference. Now, it'd be funny, this if I was a white Irish man and did the stuff that I've done,
Yeah, clear.
bruv, I'm bigger than any of these guys right now.
Yeah.
No one ain't
it's
throwing
support.
kicks and punches and stuff in the way that I do it and moving away in the way that, but it's the support.
Right.
And
But you know you
politics.
can't be a cocky black. You know,
But
I
he's
could
seen as though,
could be.
but
I
he's
could
seen
be.
as that though. A lot of people like that I've spoken to are like, oh, what do you think of that MVP guy? Obviously not knowing that.
you know,
That, you know,
Man's- they chat shit about you. I'll line it up.
What do you know about what do you think about that? He's a bit cocky, isn't he? And I'm like, nah, he's confident. And if like, and in my head, I'm like, right, this is one of the most humble guys that you'll ever meet. But obviously, he's got the persona when he's in a ring because he knows that he's about to do damage. He knows that his style is unmatched. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And I hear you with the AJ.
I'm talking to the wider. You also remember numbers wise,
'Cause, like,
and we
even-
don't like. I understand the Irish comparison. I like say we joked and we said I said Ong back. Like I don't feel we have that over here anyway.
Yeah.
Like the fighting thing is in our community
Yeah.
and like our culture like that.
Well, boxing, yes.
But I
In
think
boxing it is, but for
to a
England,
certain in England, but I think any avenue of sport and entertainment, the man them, we find a way of cutting through. So it's like you could say we have a sprinting culture, you could say we have a football culture, like anything where it's like okay, Linford Chris looks like Dwayne Chamberlain. So suddenly you got man that you can relate to, and we have that element. But I don't think we got like you may have 10,000 fans travel and watch Conor McGregor. When in his heyday, Ricky Hatton. They went to how much people went to go and watch him fight
that's what I
Floyd
mean.
and that.
There was more English over there than there was Americans. But again, it's the black thing. That for me,
It's the coin, man. I think
but,
it's the coin.
But again, like, if you think about it, they're saying now we're as a black community are actually in spending more on entertainment and this and that, blah blah. Now all of a sudden we have black superheroes. Now all of a sudden Little Mermaid is black. Now all of a sudden. But that wasn't happening before. There's no, they're not investing money in the black community unless the black community is spending money.
Right.
So this is my point. Like, if I was white, it's easier to associate. I don't mean it as a racist thing.
No,
It's
I understand
it's
exactly
easy
what
to
you-
associate to somebody that looks familiar.
Of course,
Right.
yeah.
But like I said, our people are just not invested. They'll say, I support him, but then not do anything about it. So therefore, that's not actual support unless there's something like that. There's a transaction there.
So in essence, essentially what you're saying is that when you're fighting, you don't see much of us like at the fights and stuff.
No, I'm not supporting in the same way. When I'm like I said, I fought in front of the Irish, and that was one of my bucket lists. I had to. It was New York, Vegas, Japan, which I'm going to eventually do, and then Dublin. And went over there. Their fans are amazing, bro. Like, and the thing is, they could not like you, but the fact that you're Irish, I'm going to cheer your name.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, even if you got broke up, afterwards, I'll applaud this guy because he was good. Because like now, my first thing is I'm Irish.
Right.
The second thing, I appreciate combat. So if he's good, I'm just going to be like, bro,
have to respect it.
Yeah, I have to respect it. Bro, you don't get that over here, bro. There's like the English shows. There's an English dude that fights over here. He got booed coming out, and the guy that he was fighting was Swedish or something. And it's because he was a bit more popular in terms of. But I'm like, but you guys are English. He's a young black brother, and you're supporting the other guy because he's a bit more well known, and I think he's associated with Conor McGregor and stuff. What are you talking about? That's mad.
Right.
And that's the kind of stuff that from I think London's a very competitive place anyway. I get that, but just support, man. Like,
I mean, maybe it's gonna have to be. You might have to put it on your back. maybe that's aside from obviously winning and getting these checks and that. That might be part of your calling of putting this thing on your back, because you got to remember, like I said, London's competitive. How many sports? Like, think about like the nights we have. So you got boxing, you got football, you got cricket. When tennis is on, like there's so many different options here that are ingrained in us from young. So to then now introduce something new, and naturally, what's our gateway? It's UFC, innit?
Yeah.
And that's still, and then you're combating with, they're now trying to bring NFL over here. So America's is the forefront of everything popular, innit? So they're trying to bleed their stuff over. So then have what people perceive as like our version of it over here, even though it's not a Mickey Mouse thing what you're doing, but people perceive it as our version. You're gonna have that teething problem, innit? So
for me, it's just support your own. I'm like I'm gonna relate it to football now. Sterling gets slated every second, bro. Every other day he gets slated about something. And in all honesty, if he was a young white brother, and again, it's for me, I don't mean it in a racist way, but if he was a young white brother, everyone would be like, this guy's the next best thing, best player in the world. Rare. He got like, what's his name? James, plays for Man United now.
Or Daniel James.
And everyone's going nuts about him. Like, he's good, don't get me
He's
wrong.
all right. I'm a United fan. He's doing okay.
He's like, no, but people are going mad. Like they're like, right, he's gonna be the next Owen, and next this, and next that.
I
And
swear down,
they're people
that's
that
the
eager
That's
to-
the English hype, though,
That's
man.
the
It's
English
just-
gas.
No, but I'm saying that's it's a specific culture.
I know you mean it.
But the brothers them like are standing strong
Yeah,
for Sterling.
maybe
and
honestly, we're standing in the gap
Now.
for Sterling.
Well, we're
And
standing up for him.
It's taken a little while, and he's gone through. How many times has he gone through the newspapers trying to bring him down? Now, if he's bringing in, if we were actually going out supporting him properly in everything this man does, and just and stay screaming loud from early, they wouldn't be able to touch him in that.
What do you think support would look like, though? Because maybe you're not seeing it on this, because I can, hand on heart, especially with the guys in this room, with this microphone, us on Twitter especially, we've been heavily, from the first bad article, we've been supporting Raheem. We make it very clear, like, if the Daily Mail got something to say, if Piers got something to say, we're all in the comments. Like, what would support look like on your end? Because I'm a Man United fan, so I ain't buying the Man City ticket.
No. I hear that.
I just want to know, maybe help me here, innit?
Because I'm United as well.
Yeah.
So it's cool. So yeah, for me, it's exactly what you're saying. What you're doing is a transaction of some sort where you actually spreading that message.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and being in full support of him in what you say you're doing, but everybody doing it.
Yeah.
Now
We want to get people on the same
yeah,
page.
everybody should be doing the same time.
No,
I mean,
but you also got to remember as
powers in
well,
numbers.
there's like, it's not my problem, innit? So
No, and that's for
there's
me
that, and it's
in
not,
the
and
black
it's,
community.
and it's not, but it's not just
Am
one
I
way.
wrong?
Charles.
Am I wrong? In the black community, that happens a lot, bro.
Yeah.
You got, but also when you're on over 100 bags a week, nigga, that's how they see it. It's like, yo, you're over there, you got to firm that, and it's unfortunate. We look sometimes like fame, celebrity. That's like heavy as a head. You're gonna have to deal with certain things, and then you also remember where I think sometimes because of our London bubble, we feel we're a lot more than we are in the country. Innit? We're not that many people, and then you still have to convince the other side. So I think the turning point was when what Raheem did was smart. He didn't use an example about him. There was an article about a white Man City player who had bought his mum a house, I think it was, and another young black player. They're both not first team starters. So what Raheem did was he just said, here's two different articles, not even me, two different articles, look at the disparity in regards to how they are reporting the news of them buying a house. So one is looked at as flashy. It'll always be bling bling and hip hop.
Yep.
Do you know that's racial
The
undertone?
the
other
buzzwords.
you is a young working lad doing right
For his mum.
being humble. This time the guy is in the drip, big watch, bare things. But man's not even playing first team football and he can buy his mum a house. So there's already you can see man's getting money. Raheem showed that, and I think that made everyone wake up and pay attention. You started seeing a lot more pundits who aren't from our background saying there's a problem here.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. So I think sometimes, yes, we got support, but really and truly, for it to like really go 360, it's got to be, because it's not on us. It's got to be, we know what the problem is. It's got to be them like, no, call it out. Like, why are they picking, like, so Donny goes and spends money, there's a problem. Donny goes into Poundland, there's a problem. Like, it's like anything I do, there's an issue in it.
Yeah,
Man
and
shopping in
but as I
Greggs.
mean, but everybody should be just in for the. It shouldn't take him to have to go. Yeah, this is ridiculous, and then everyone go, yeah, this is ridiculous, bro. Just back him. That's how I see it. I see it. Don't get me wrong. If you feel genuinely he's a person that is of a certain way, and you have an opinion on that, then cool. Like, fair
But
enough.
with that example, you're right though, because he's been, for me, he's told the line
I've
perfectly.
I've met him a few times, and I've been with the England squad and blah blah blah, and I'm watching him with how he is with people coming up to him asking to take pictures and blah blah blah. He has time for everybody. There's certain other people on the team that are assholes, bro.
Yeah.
And they can get away with it.
I can believe that. And,
Carl Walker, by the way, I'm just saying it. But
he don't want to smoke either.
I'm sorry.
The thing is just that
Sorry, not sorry.
Eddie Hearn,
Yeah.
I think he came up to Sterling's defense once, and he was like, I was on the same holiday resort as Raheem, and naturally everyone was going up to him. All the kids wanted the picture, and honest to God, although he was with his family, his kids, he stopped
Time.
and he gave time to every single
But
person.
see, even within that though, there's still a problem though, because it's like they want humble. So like using an example of Conte, Chelsea, they want that,
Yeah.
but they can't accept blonde haired, red hair, Paul Pogba. You should be able to have both blacks. Because look what we're commending Sterling on. Oh my God, he has time for everybody. He's wonderful. He's being super nice. Even if he was a cunt, yeah, the treatment he was getting is still wrong.
Of course.
Our leveler is, oh my God, like he's even such an amazing human being. No. He could still be who he wants to be. If he didn't want to talk to nobody, if he wants to be a flash footballer, be like detached from everyone else, still doesn't justify how they were treating him. Sometimes we've got to be careful that we don't fall into that trap a little bit as well. Even though there's merit to that, but I shouldn't even really be giving you credit for just being a good human being, because you should be, innit? But it's because our expectations are a lot lower. We're surprised, this Donny's actually got time for people. You know?
But this is why I say
not even. It's just like obviously how they see him when in actual fact,
he's the total opposite.
He's the total opposite. That. So that's giving you, because what they think is that we're just flashy, we're just flamboyant, loud, whatever. But then there's this side where you've got like probably the best player that this country has.
100%.
Right
He's
there.
our best player right now.
100%.
Yeah, like he's right there, and he's doing everything that in your eyes he's not supposed to be doing. So like you said, there's both sides.